Most of you know that by profession, I'm a chiropractor. If you've been to my office or follow me on social media, you might see that I'm not your typical chiropractor. We see a lot more than your standard back pain and neck pain types of conditions. Yeah, we help with that too, but most of the people that we see are sick people. Those who have been to multiple doctors and specialists and chiropractors and have not gotten the long-lasting results that they were hoping for. Of all the people that we see, some of my favorite are children, especially those with neurodevelopmental disorders such as autism and anxiety and ADHD. There's so much research out there on these topics, so many summer beach reads, if you want to say. And fellow Toastmasters, this morning I want to talk to you briefly about what is going on with these conditions, why, and what we can do about it. So let's have some rapid fire statistics. Research says that autism affects 1 in 68 children. According to current trends, researchers are saying that in the next 4 years, that number will rise to as much as 1 out of 20 kids. 11% of children aged 4 to 17 have been diagnosed with ADHD. That's a 6-year-old statistic, but it's staggering. Obsessive-compulsive disorder is continuing to become more and more common. It's said that 2 or 3% of our children are affected by it. That might seem small to you, but that's over 2.2 million children in our country alone. If you know someone who has OCD, you know how paralyzing and intense that condition can be. 1 out of 8 kids are diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. This number also continues to rise. Kids are stressed and afraid and fearful of the world around them. But this is really the crux of the matter. 43% of children in the United States alone are diagnosed with at least 1 out of 20 chronic health conditions. You see, it's not just that we have an increase in this condition or that condition. What we have is a sick society, a sick country. And when we see these types of numbers, we need to realize that if we don't do something soon to change the future for our children, our country, and ultimately the world, it's in dire need of change. You see, it's not just a neurodevelopmental issue, it's an overall health issue. And this needs to be talked about. It's becoming pain as normal to have a chronic health problem. But why? What could be contributing to this rising trend? Is it genetics? Is it toxins or chemicals found in our food or our environment? The short answer, and one that can be debated, is yes, but we don't have time to go into all that this morning. It all comes down to our nervous system and our body's ability to adapt and to heal and to respond to stress, chemical, physical, and emotional stress. You see, our central nervous system is the master system of the body. It controls everything. Like a huge sponge that soaks up information from our internal and our external environment, it creates this neural image of our reality. Our brain processes 11 trillion pieces of information per second. Most is obviously things we're not conscious or aware of. We've got these filters and things that allow us to focus and to process different bits of information. How many of you know someone, especially a child, that has focus issues? Their nervous system simply can't process all the information that they're receiving. This information comes in through our eyes, ears, mouth, nose, our touch, our senses, our proprioceptive system. And this never turns off, ever. It comes in and it crosses and it's processed at the level of the brainstem. You see, the right side of our body controls the left side of, or the right side of our brain controls the left side of our body. The left side of our brain controls the right side of our body. And so that information comes in, it goes to the brain, and from there it makes a decision. Everybody, if you could participate with me, go ahead and close your eyes, raise your arms above your head, and touch your fingertips together. Okay? Go ahead. Good job. I'm not going to call anybody out, but if that was difficult for you, you might have what's called a proprioceptive problem. So this information, it comes in and it's processed at the brainstem. A healthy, functioning individual is going to have a healthy response. You touch a hot stove, the healthy and normal response is to pull your hand away. So obviously, if someone's not functioning or as healthy as they could be, their brain's going to respond to whatever information it's receiving. And so that disconnect is at the level of the brainstem. If we can improve the function of the brainstem, we can improve our body's ability to heal, to adapt, and to process all this information that we're receiving 24 hours a day. Those with chronic health conditions and those with neurodevelopmental disorders can notice significant improvements in their quality of life. Fellow Toastmasters, my work is my passion. And as mentioned, this is but a very brief summary of a full workshop on all of these conditions that I'm teaching to our community tomorrow night. If any of this interested you and you'd like to learn more, I'd love to share with you what we're doing to help those with these conditions have or live life to their fullest. I stand for a world where people are empowered to live their life rather than endure it. Rather than focusing on what's wrong with someone, let's focus on what's right and amplify that. Ma'am Toastmaster.